So I came across this article this week while I was looking into things,
Okay.
and it's a kind of an old article. It's from 2 years ago, from the New York Times magazine. I had to adjust its link, but we have the article here.
Uh,
Revisiting an ancient theory of herbalism. In our own era of mysterious diseases, the supposition that some plants might cure the human organs they most resemble is surfacing once more.
oh,
So, this is a whole article about the kind of basic principle within herbalism, sort of within traditional systems of medicine and herbal healing, is this
right.
idea called the Doctrine of Signatures.
Doctors and signatures.
hmm And it holds that plants have a signature, some aspect of the plant or it's the way it grows, uh, that resembles the body parts and diseases that they heal. Thus, bloodroot, whose roots and rhizomes secrete a red sap when cut, was once thought to heal blood disorders and hasten wound healing. And eyebright, whose flowers resemble the human eye, has for centuries been used to treat ocular ailments like conjunctivitis. In German, eyebright is called Augentrost, or consolation of the eyes. Pretty interesting.
Yeah.
This is a basic principle that lots of things fall into. But
Right.
does it always work? Well,
Does it
it's
always
like
work?
I
I
said,
don't know.
it's a hallmark of traditional Chinese medicine and Native American herbalism, as well as Indian and African herbalism.
Wow.
Pliny the Elder held to it. Here's something. The herb Scorpius resembleth the tail of the scorpion, and is good against his bitings.
Wow.
So, Paracelsus, the 16th century physician, alchemist, and philosopher, was one of its biggest advocates, writing as though about a divinely orchestrated scavenger hunt. God does not want things to stay hidden, which he created for mankind's benefit, and which he gave man as his property unto his hand. He marked it with outer
Wow.
visible signs, special marks. In the 17th century, Jacob Boehme, he also popularized this. He published a book-length treatise called The Signature of All Things in 1621. And Nicholas Culpeper, who I believe came up in an earlier article we were reading about, he wrote books on it as well. But with the advent of modern medicine, the doctrine eventually fell out of favor, and today is viewed as pseudoscience. It can be dangerous, and some things can just be not what you think they are.
Right.
Your heart-shaped leaf may be, to my eye, a kidney-shaped one. But then this article says, horsetail not only promotes hair health, as its long course tail-like stalks might suggest. But it is also used for bone healing. I would suggest that it being related to the horse already suggests that it would be okay, it'd be good for your bones. If it's if it's meant to mimic something about the horse. Horses are really strong, and they grow up in like 2 years, right? And they're like, I don't know, like 2 or 3 times the size of a person.
Yeah.
And they can carry like a 400-pound load or something. So of course they've got really strong bones. It's not surprising that horsetail would also be good for your bones, right?
Right.
Anyway. But herbalists today still subscribe to the concept because it works most of the time, it seems. Dandelions, which was thought to help jaundice and other hepatic ailments because of its bright yellow color, really does protect the liver. And
who would have thought?
Medicinal mushrooms that bear a resemblance to tumors have been shown in studies to slow their growth. So, it's interesting. There's one more idea that these signatures developed not so much because the appearances are so self-evident, but rather because they allow one to easily remember and recall the purpose of a medicine that has in the past shown to work. So he argues, this guy, Bradley C. Bennett, he wrote a book kind of about this called The Doctrine, he wrote a paper about the Doctrine of Signatures. And he's an ethnobotanist, Bradley C. Bennett. And he said that he was skeptical that this was a method that was ever used to discover treatments, but rather to sort treatments that had been shown to work. He says that signatures can also encompass olfactory or gustatory clues, and that potent odors and strong tastes are fairly reliable indicators that a plant will have bioactive compounds. He also argues, rather than leading to the discovery of medicinal properties, plant signatures were used to remember those that had been uncovered. Like so, you discover this medicine. You have a hunch because it looks like an eye that it might be good for the eyes. Now, there's probably a lot of other flowers that look like the human eye that don't do much.
Right.
But once it's been shown to be effective and the other eye flowers don't do anything, you forget about those and you forget that they also look like eyes. It becomes really important that eyebright looks like an eye or whatever, right? Even though other ones also kind of do, but since they don't really do much, we don't think about it. That's kind of what this guy's saying, how it works. I think there's a lot of truth to that. But I think there's also truth to this is like a flag out there in nature, and you're going, well, this is a potentiality, because this is the way my medical system works, and so all of these things have certain potentials, and then through time they get figured out as to what they really actually do, and then the signatures that are meaningful stick around and become a big important part of the plant's medicinal lore and what have you.
Right.
So I think it's a little bit of both, you know.
A little bit of this and a little bit of that.
Uh-huh. And that got me thinking about a supplement that I like to take. This supplement is called Cat's Claw. I like how it's backwards on this thing. Cat's Claw. So this comes up from a wild vine that grows in the Amazon. And it's a natural immune system booster, as well as an anti-inflammatory and antioxidant supplement. So it's pretty good for all those. Let's see here. It also allegedly lowers blood pressure. That's what they use it for in traditional Chinese medicine. So, folklore and history of cat's claw.
Yeah.
For the Ashaninka Indians, cat's claw is the totality of their culture. Traditionally, every adult from the tribe carries the bark with them in a little woven pouch. It is not just the plant that they harbor as sacred. They also honor what it has done for their ancestors. They are an Amazonian tribe that live deep in the jungle, far from habitation and other tribes. It is thought that the Ashaninka taught all other Amazonian Indians in the area about the qualities of this amazing plant. They consider it to be the father of all other forest gods incarnated within a plant. And in traditional historic times, this was a remedy that was reserved only for the Incan royal family. No profane plebeian could access such an immensely powerful medical supplement. So, what did they use it for? They used to treat inflammation, dysentery, rheumatism, arthritis, and to activate and enhance the immune system. So when you're sick, when you hurt, have body aches, it's good for all of that. But it's particularly a potent antioxidant, and it's potentially even a cancer could be used as a cancer treatment.
Wow.
Right, here's that article. Now, and it's named because it's got hook-like thorns that help it adhere to things and grow up them in the jungle. And these thorns look like cat's claws, and that's why it's called cat's claw.
Oh.
And it's good for you. I don't know. It doesn't really turn you into a cat. I don't know what the signature doesn't really have that much to do with its effect, but it's
Right.
one that it's one that I take. So there's another one, lion's mane, and it's called lion's mane because it's supposedly looks like a lion's mane. But what it also looks like is a brain. It literally looks like a brain.
It looks like a brain.
And it's been shown to be beneficial for rebuilding memory loss, for helping with memory loss, dementia, Alzheimer's, and so it's a cognitive neuroenhancer, and
Wow.
it looks like a little white brain, and then it keeps growing down, and that looks like a shaggy lion's mane. But let me see if I can find a photo real quick. Let's see. Oh, I can make it big. Let's see about the large sizes of these photos. Now I can take up some more screen room. Here we go. This one will show you kind of what I mean. There we go. Let's see how that looks on the screen there. You could tell. Now, when you rewatch this, you'll be able to see what I'm talking about. And it's sort of like a big brain in a way. So, yeah. So if you're having brain fog, if you're having memory issues, try it. Try it maybe. It's not going to do anything bad to you.
Cloud, try it.
Yeah. It doesn't do much for your hair, I don't think. If they called it lion's brain, it might be more accurate. I don't know. But it's probably got other names. Anyway. I just thought that was interesting. Cat's claw, it fights off infections. I guess that's why it's like a weapon against getting sick. And lion's mane, it looks like brain lobes, and it beefs up your thoughts and your memories. So, the doctrine of signatures, it's all just pseudoscience. Pay no attention. Pay no attention to hundreds of years of herbalism. Some of the same alkaloids that are in cat's claw are the ones that are in kratom. The antioxidants are the same antioxidants in the kratom plant.
Oh.
But it doesn't have the fun stuff. Cat's claw doesn't have the fun stuff that kratom has. It's got the antioxidants.
I've never done kratom or tried kratom, so I don't think I want to try it.
No. It's, if you have a lot of pain, it's pretty decent. Without getting into serious heavy-duty pharmaceuticals, it's pretty decent for that. But I agree. If you have no medical issues, you probably don't want to get doing kratom or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, how long have we been going? We've only been going now for about 40 minutes. But this other article was going to take a long time, so we might save it for next week.